morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to the Authentic English Conversation Podcast. In this podcast, I sit down with Sorcha, and we discuss different adjectives and prepositions. We look at hopeless at, tempted to, pissed off at, or pissed off with. We sit down, we discuss these different adjectives and prepositions. Your job is simple. Sit back, relax, grab a pencil, grab a pen, grab a coffee, grab some paper, and write down the different expressions, the different new words that you hear. Improve your listening skills. I hope you enjoy. So, just to start off, we're going to play a quick card game. I have a set of cards that have all these different questions on the back, and they're absolutely fantastic for getting a conversation going. So the first card is... So we'll start with these questions here first, just to get warmed up.
These ones? Okay.
Yeah, alright. What do you consider to be the greatest accomplishment of your life?
The greatest accomplishment of my life. I have accomplished nothing with my life. There are zero accomplishments. Probably so far my greatest accomplishment has been flying solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
When did I do? Well, the first time I did it was actually years ago, when I was maybe 21, 20. No, younger, like 19.
Nice.
And then, but there was many years in between that and the next time I flew. So I kind of almost started from scratch again, learning to fly. So I first flew solo in a float plane. Well, it was last summer.
What's a float plane?
Float plane is a plane that lands and takes off.
Okay, so we will do at least one of these random cards. And the first card is have Cheeto dust on your fingers forever.
Oh, no.
Or have a popcorn kernel stuck at the back of your throat forever. Ouch.
I think I'd have to go with the popcorn kernel because Cheeto
In the
dust,
back of your throat?
Yeah, but Cheeto dust on your fingers, like you wouldn't be able to touch anything, you wouldn't be able to use any of your electronics, like you probably have to replace your keyboard every bloody week.
Yeah.
Because that shit, it gets everywhere.
It does get everywhere. Okay, you're right, yeah. And I know, but yeah. Oh, it's tough.
I feel like you would get used to the feeling of the popcorn kernel, but
Yeah.
Cheeto dust would just forever be a pain in the ass.
Agreed.
What? I don't get to ask you.
Go ahead. Good point.
What is something you've learned in the past week?
Oh my god. Prioritize your time better. And don't get the flu. You know, that's a really good one. Don't get the flu. Good advice. Life tip number 1. Don't get the flu when you have 2 university assessments due, and you're trying to run a 5-day speaking course.
I'm trying to think if I have learned anything in the last week. It's been a pretty unproductive week for me.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I honestly can't think of anything. I think I've learned that Costco is never quiet. It's never not
Oh
busy.
my god. Costco is crazy.
Keep trying to go at what I would consider irregular times,
Yeah.
and it has never not been busy.
What is Costco?
Costco is a massive, sort of a supermarket, but you buy things in bulk. So it's this huge warehouse, and you can get all sorts of stuff there. It's not just food. You can get like furniture, you can get clothing, you can buy a boat.
Yeah.
Cookware, all that sort of stuff. It has loads of stuff in it. But you have to have a membership to shop there.
Yeah.
And everything is in bulk. You don't just like go in and buy one banana. You know, everything comes in large
20
amounts.
bananas.
Yeah.
I like Costco. And the Costco restaurant, like the Costco fries.
Oh man, the Costco poutine.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's some good food. Yeah. All right. Let's have a look at the questions. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the questions from the course. So first and foremost, what sport are you hopeless at?
Any of the sports I have tried, I am hopeless at all of them.
Excellent.
I was never really into team sports growing up because I was a very shy kid. I'm also very introverted, so I don't really do well in large groups to begin with.
Yeah.
So, and all of the sports I've tried are all team sports. I guess I could try solitary sports and I could find something that I am good at. But I just never really played well with other people. Well, it's not that I don't play well with them. It's just once it gets to more
idiots.
than they're all dumbasses.
They're all wrong, not me. I'm right.
Once it gets to the point where there's like more than 3 people in a group, I take a back seat.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What about you?
I was hopeless at soccer. I was hopeless at any sport that required agility or being nimble on your feet. I was quite the clumsy person. Still am the clumsy person.
You are, yeah.
I'm definitely the clumsy person. So, hopeless at soccer. I was always the last kid picked for each team. Yeah,
Aww,
got used to it.
So sad.
Yeah, I kind of got numb to that, so... I got my revenge when we played rugby, though. That was different. That's when I found a sport I wasn't hopeless at. So
just knocking everyone down left, right, and center.
Yeah, it was either that or swimming, and there were 2 things that weren't really offered too much. So.
Well, you had a pool in your high school.
Yeah, I know, but we weren't allowed to use it.
Oh, what was the point of it then?
Because it was used way back in the day when school used to be a boarding school.
I used to go. That's where I went for my first swimming lessons. I went to
Summerhill, yeah. And it was very chlorinated and
it
hot.
was a horrible pool. It was really horrible.
And eerie. When you look back on it, very eerie.
It is somewhere you could easily picture a horror film taking place. Yeah.
Now it's all boarded up and closed.
Oh man, okay, even better. Definitely more horror film worthy.
Let me see. If someone is hopeless at cooking, what advice can you give them?
Well, as in if they wanted to get better at it?
Yeah. Like, help me. I'm hopeless at cooking. I need some help right now.
Okay. Just pick a if you're hopeless at cooking and you've never really tried it before, you need to pick like a very basic recipe, nothing too complicated. Preferably something that you enjoy eating as well. So basic, easy, and something you enjoy eating, and just practice making it. It's like it's like learning anything. You have to practice, and you have to keep practicing frequently, and you have to start with the basics, and then once you master that, after having practiced it, you move on to the next level. You pick something a little bit more advanced and keep practicing that. That's it. Stages: easy, moderate, difficult, and just like practice at each of those levels.
Baby steps.
Yeah,
I'd agree. Absolutely agree. For anything. A lot of people ask me, what do I do if I'm hopeless at English? Start off small, start off studying, baby steps, and patience. Patience is the other thing.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say, it's not something you're going to be able to do if you're not a very patient person.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be willing to be bad at something.
That's it.
But that's the same for anything. For learning any new skill, you have to be willing to be bad at it. You have to be willing to make mistakes. You have to be willing
get humbled by it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To realize that I can't do this right now.
Yeah. You have to, if you want to learn a new skill, you really can't have an ego. Yeah. Like, you have to, be willing to look kind of stupid.
That's a great way of putting it. Look stupid, succeed. Perfect. In school, what were you hopeless at?
I was hopeless at biology. I was going to say math initially, but I don't think I was actually particularly... I had to work very hard at it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't something that came naturally to me, but I did fine. I never got like majorly bad. Like, I was average. But biology was my actual worst subject. Like, I failed exams in biology.
Yeah.
And I think that was just down to my memory. I've never really had a great memory for lots of facts. And that in biology, that kind of was how that topic worked. It was so broad and in depth as well, that I just didn't have the interest to spend enough time really.
If you're not interested,
Yeah.
you're not going to apply yourself and you're not going to learn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was hopeless at math, and I didn't do biology or any science subject for the last years of high school, because just being creative with art, history, and French.
Yeah.
So it worked out really well.
Yeah, I really wish that I had not, because in Ireland they tell you that you should do at least one.
Always do a science subject. They always tell you to do a science subject.
Yeah.
It'll open so many doors in college and university and in your job.
No. I spent a lot of my time in my youth listening to what other people told me to do and doing it, and I really regret that now.
There you go.
Yeah. I regret not listening to my own gut feeling.
Yeah.
More, and taking on other people's advice too much.
That's good. Temptation. Temptations are everywhere. How often do you give in to your temptations? What are your guilty temptations?
I think aren't all temptations guilty in a way?
Yes, I guess so.
It's like, if it's a good temptation, it's okay to give into it. So.
Like ice cream. Or heroin. No.
How often do I give into them? It really depends on the day that's in it. Some days I am so strong and I'm just able to like immediately put it out of my mind. Other days I'm just weak I'm just so weak. So weak-willed. And I will give in immediately without a fight. All. It really depends on just what kind of a day I'm having, really.
If you're hungover, what kind of food are you tempted to get?
When I'm hungover, I actually don't really like eating that much, because oftentimes when I'm hungover, eating actually makes me feel worse. But I would have cravings for bad food, greasy food, a lot of carby, stodgy food.
Get some carbs.
Yeah, potatoes and bread
together. Chip sandwich.
In a sandwich.
I agree.
Yeah.
What city are you tempted to visit?
What city? I'm not really a big city person.
All right, what country?
That's the answer to that question.
There we go. Shut that down.
Country, there's so many. And I think, honestly, don't know. I don't know. Like, I have always said that if I was to do, like, travel around for a little bit, I'd want to do it based on food. I would want to do a food tour of the world and just check out all the different cuisines. And so I guess I would want to look at an area where there's a lot of countries in close proximity to each other that have varying cuisines and different types of food. That's how I would base it.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tempted to go to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go surfing. I want to climb a mountain there. Definitely. And I want to try the food there. I bet it's delicious.
I actually don't know that much about Hawaiian food.
Seafood, I imagine.
Well, I would assume
I'd
so.
hope so. Not a lot of land there for farming, I think.
No. Although we're from an island, and as a country we don't eat all that much.
No, that is absolutely true. It's terrible how in Ireland we do not eat seafood, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But your dad runs a bar where they have seafood, so...
Yeah, it's a bar and restaurant, not just
Sorry,
a
I shouldn't
random
have said
bar
that,
where they
yeah.
sell seafood.
Just demeaning it right there. Don't let him listen to this. I'll get in trouble.
Yeah, they sell a lot of fish there and mussels and stuff, I think.
Have you ever been tempted to break the law?
Yes. Probably have done several times. Usually drug related. But in a general sense, no. I would be too paranoid.
Fair enough.
I'd be too worried about getting in trouble.
Yeah. I know, I had some friends that would always do it. Like, they would push the law as far as they could.
Yeah.
Like driving without a license or something, which I would not condone or
no.
anything like that. But no, I've never really been massively tempted to break the law.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should move on from that one.
Yeah, it's probably not something you should be airing to other people.
Next up is pissed off. Alright, Sorcha. What pisses you off?
A lot of things piss me off.
This is always going to be a good one.
I think I'm actually a very angry person, but not I don't think people would describe me as an angry person because I don't verbalize it. I just let it sit there under the surface, just bubbling away. I don't vent my frustrations very much. And it's mostly to do with people. It's mostly to do with people doing stupid things or saying stupid things or being unkind. But at the moment, I would say, like, in terms of when I leave the house, something that's most likely to piss me off is bad driving. Bad drivers.
Yes. Yeah. I think everyone in the world can get behind you with that one.
Yes. Stay out of my way when I'm driving.
Stay behind her. Stay behind her. People not using indicators is my pet peeve. Yeah. And I get really pissed off at that.
For me, it's people jumping lights.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of the time, especially when you're trying to turn left, and you can see this, the light's gone orange, but you can see this car coming along. You're going like,
is he going to stop? Is he going to risk it?
Or is he going to try and usually they will try and power through the
Don't want to get T-boned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that's not it. Where's my questions gone? I can't find my questions. Well, that's all right. All right, so what do you do when you're pissed off to calm down?
Hard liquor. Yeah, that used to be my go-to thing. Yeah. But that sounds so bad.
Oh yeah, that's on record.
When you're angry, I just reach for the bottle. Now I have learned a technique of just deep breathing.
Right.
Like if I'm feeling so worked up that I'm really angry about something, and it's 3 deep breaths is really all you need. So like 1 big deep one in, pause at the top for a few seconds, and then let it out again. And do that like 3 or 4 times, and that usually helps me calm down enough. And if I'm not driving, if I'm somewhere where it is safe to do so, I will close my eyes while I'm doing that.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't do that while I'm driving.
That's a pretty good technique for dealing with being pissed off. I know I get pissed off at a lot of things. Pissed off at, again, drivers, or if you're walking and there's a person ahead of you who's walking just a little bit too slow, but just a little bit too fast, and it makes it awkward to pass that person out. Yeah. I get really pissed off at that.
Yeah. I feel that and my shoulders are tensing up right now.
Trying to find parking in Costco.
Oh, that's the worst.
I hate that. That is like the worst thing to do. If you're in a good mood and you want to get pissed off, go to Costco and try to find a parking space, because that will kill you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or just go to Costco in general. That's another place that usually makes me angry.
Yes.
Too many people.
All right. That's it. We spoke about pissed off, tempted to, hopeless at. That was our second time to do it. So let's hope the recording worked this time. Only time will tell. Do you have anything to say before we go?
I don't think so, no.
Do you have any questions?
About what?
About anything.
About anything.
Anything at all.
When are you going to shave your head?
I don't know, but I need to shave my head because now it's growing back in some places, but not everywhere.
Yeah, you've got the little bird fuzz thing going on.
Yeah, so I think I need to shave it. I need to get a razor. So I just returned that one last week because it wasn't good. So now I need to find a new razor to shave my head. Okay. But I should have had this for the winter and shaved for the summer, but I'm going opposite for some reason.
You've done the wrong way around, yeah.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much. See ya. And that was the live between myself and Sorcha. I hope you enjoyed it. Now my job is to upload it online. Talk soon. And that's it for today. That was the very first authentic conversation that I ever did with Sorcha. There will be more, do not worry. You should absolutely check out my YouTube page. You should check out my Instagram page. Check out my Facebook page. And most of all, share this podcast with the world. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ronan. This is English on the Road, and I hope you have a wonderful day.